Hello, hello. This is David Droogleever, and we are in the Owl's Nest. It is the reunion week of 2021. My goodness, I have with me Matthew Marand. This is going to be fast and furious. Matthew, how are you doing today?
I'm pretty good, ready to tackle the day. I got today's kind of the last main day, so I think a couple things coming up I'll attend during the reunion, and then tomorrow seems to be closing out.
Very good. Well, yeah, the reunion is a big effort, put together by the school and our business community. And so, catch us up. Maybe what are some of the highlight reel moments of the reunion week this week?
So it's been good to meet lots of new people that I hadn't met before, mostly alumni from previous years. Every time I attend some kind of alumni event, they have them, kind of all the time. There's usually someone new I meet, and that's always exciting to hear their story.
And that's what this is all about is really putting folks' stories front and center. And you graduated, let's see, you're class of 2020, so you're just right out of the chute, So what's that experience been like?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a ride. Well, it was very interesting for our class because we have the experiential programs, the the travel, and then also for us, I was in the professional program in the capstone in our final semester. Both of ours were interrupted, so we went to Chile for our global field trip, and that's right when the protests broke out over there. So we ended up being locked in our hotels for pretty much the entire week. And then the last semester, the pandemic hit. So it started off okay with our the clients we were working with, but halfway through, really just when things were getting ramped up, we no longer could see them. We were doing virtual only. So everything really shifted. And then we didn't get our graduation, but they did a virtual one and they finally got around to getting it all set up for us in May 21.
That is totally wild. Needless to say, it's a lot different than a lot of other alumni's experience in school. So I'm glad you made it out alive and still flourishing. I mean, you also have done a lot of your the quintessential and token polymath. You've done entrepreneur work, you've done nonprofit work, you've worked in oil and gas and various different roles. What are some of the highlight reel moments in your career thus far?
It's always enjoyable to have your own uh, company or firm. So having done the photography was really exciting. It was just something I started because I enjoyed photography, and you don't go into it expecting necessarily to get paid, but pretty quickly people start asking, "Hey, can I pay you to do this or that?" And that's incredibly exciting to hear when it's just something you enjoy doing. And just through hopefully delivering good work. The clients seem to be happy, and through some good relationships with my clients, word spread pretty quickly, and I even had some pretty big corporate clients come along during the process. But yeah, that's always really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've obviously done some shifts there with running your own company and being part of larger companies. And what does that path forward look like for you from this point?
I've since left my previous company at Shell, and I'm looking to see what's the next opportunity for something more business MBA oriented. I was doing information management over at Shell. So it's a little bit more under the IT umbrella, and I didn't feel like I was using my MBA skills. The opportunity wasn't necessarily there as much. So yeah, I'm looking for that next shift, and I'm looking towards strategy oriented kind of work. It could be under consulting or inside a company as well. But I've also considered doing independent work. I've done a little bit of independent consulting, and that's been fun.
I feel like the more I go through my career, the more I want to get out of the weeds and do more of the consulting role. I'm in business to business sales, but in the end, we're all consulting in a way, right, to add value and to partner with people. So you definitely have a demeanor of, hey, let me listen to this guy.
When you do your MBA, it you do kind of focus in on different, let's say, sections. You have the marketing, the operations, the finance, but strategy kind of like thinks about how you bring all these pieces together and make them fit in a really nice, productive package. So it's really nice to have that challenge to how do we bring it all together? And I really enjoy thinking in that manner.
Going back to this myriad of things you've done from photography, to the IT sides, is there a industry that you'd like to stay in or focus on?
I'm actually industry agnostic, so I'm more focused on the type of role, the type of position it is. But you know, I I'm just left Shell, which is oil and gas. I don't mind being in there. It's a big industry here in the Houston area, but it doesn't have to be in energy either.
And this recording will go out to the alumni community. And I think it's really important to call out folks to say, hey, we're all growing our business skills and creating businesses, working for nonprofits, trying to climb the ladder in corporate. And we make shifts a lot. And I know Marie Bergeron has helped a lot with this, folks that are making transitions. From your vantage point, how can the alumni community help at this point in your career?
Yeah, and I think that's something Rice is very good at. Everybody that I reach out to in the community has been very responsive. So yeah, I mean that's mainly the main aspect of having that alumni network is being able to reach out to them, see what opportunities are there, learn about what kind of roles there are. Because sometimes it's hard to understand what a specific role in a company is and how your business skills apply in that role. And it's amazing to be able to actually talk to them, have them describe what it is, what the role is, what they like about it, and see if that aligns and fits with your strengths and weaknesses. So
And is Houston your stomping grounds now and in perpetuity, or is that fluid?
that's fluid. I think the main thing is I would prefer to be in a major city, but Houston, the network is bigger, so I assume the likeliness it'll end up being around here. So, but I grew up here in Houston and I love the city, so I love Texas in general.
Yeah, it's Houston has a sticky quality to it. I did my best to crawl away after I graduated in 2012, and to your point, the opportunities and the economy will suck you back in.
Are you here in Houston as well?
I'm actually in Austin. Which is why I'm smiling so much, even though people can't see this. I just moved here and I'm absolutely loving it. And I'm a tech person. I'm in big tech, and there's a lot of like-minded people here. So keep Austin on the menu.
Yeah, I was just actually talking to someone who is out in Austin as well with one of the tech companies. So looking to see what's out there.
Yeah, and I've been haranguing people in the rice business community for almost a decade now about moving towards the tech side of things, getting involved in big tech, and I think a lot of headway has happened there. I found myself making trips over to Silicon Valley and Google and whatnot, during my years there in school. So
That reminds me that that was another thing that got canceled or during the pandemic. I had signed up for one of the tech, I think it was a tech trek. It was to Seattle. So we were going to see Microsoft, T-Mobile, I think a number of companies up there, and that was another trip that got canceled along the way. So I was disappointed by that, but it is what it is.
the Texas snowmageddon in February of 2021. I was hoping hotels would save me from my plight. I was stuck in Austin trying to get back to Dallas, and I got stuck down here without power and water and warm food for the better part of a week, thinking hotels would be, oh, I can just do that. But those went belly up. Those completely shut down. So I'm sort of a hotel curmudgeon at this point.
Yeah, I was one of the lucky ones. We had power the whole time. So I guess I heard that the plan was to have rolling blackouts, I think, so that different neighborhoods and whatnot would get at least some power for periods of time, but they just couldn't do it. So the people who did have power got stuck with it. I mean, I say that as if it's bad, but then the people who didn't got stuck with not having it.
So last question or so, Matthew, and I just want to say thank you again for being a crucial part of the reunion week. And as we sort of adjourn here, and look about what's going forward for you, is there a broader message you'd like to send out to the Rice community, just generally speaking?
I think the broader message, I think it's just to thank everybody for being so open and welcoming. It's actually the reason why I chose Rice when I was deciding where to go for my MBA. Just every interaction I had with Rice as I was visiting was warm, welcoming, and uh, it just felt like home. And I just appreciate that everybody in the community is like that, and they're responsive and they're helpful. You know, there's nothing more you can ask from an alumni group. So I think that's the one of the big standout features at Rice.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree. I'm still also tightly connected to the community, and this is what is precipitating a lot of this work, pushing it out into podcasts and what have you. So Matthew, thank you for hopping on the Owl's Nest, and that's all I have for today. So we'll adjourn, and just want to say thank you again, Matthew.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Great to meet you.